think AMC said to expect 27 deaths. It's probably like zombie number 1.
Right,
Zombie
exactly.
to my left. Zombie with a pizza.
Hey everyone, I'm Lindsay and I'm here today with Laurie Holden from The Walking Dead. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Very well. So this is a big week for you guys. We've got the finale coming up this weekend.
This Sunday.
Yeah. How are you feeling going into it?
You know, I think we're all kind of on pins and needles because it's a big event.
Yeah.
It's a big event.
Yeah,
so.
People are really excited for this one, and we've left your character on such a big cliffhanger.
Yes, for more than a week.
Right. I tuned in this last weekend, and I was expecting for us to see that right out of the gate, and they made us wait the whole episode. We never saw what's going to happen.
It's kind of cruel and unusual punishment.
Of course, fans were pretty bummed out that you didn't take the chance to kill the governor when you had the chance. And obviously it didn't work out too well for your character in the end because now you're trapped in his torture chamber.
Well, but the second time I tried to do it, somebody got in my way.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. You kind of got thwarted on that second attempt.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing with the first time is that I think when Andrea went back to Woodbury, I think she really thought the whole way home, okay, maybe I can do this, you know, what Carol planted in her head. Because I don't think that she, you know, went to bed with him
Right.
because she still had warm, fuzzy feelings.
Right.
I mean, the man is completely redefined in her mind. But there's a big difference between killing someone in cold blood and self-defense, and I think she was, you know, standing there about to do it and was like, okay, there's got to be another way.
Right.
You have to understand she was a human rights lawyer.
Exactly.
She's not a murderer. She's never killed a human being. She's killed a lot of zombies, and you know, and she was successful in putting together that peace treaty. But then, of course, you know, the governor's now cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Right.
So.
He's completely off the deep end at this point.
Yeah.
And as you said, people at home forget that Andrea's not clued into everything that he's doing when she's not there.
Yeah.
So
like a lot.
We can't judge her too harshly.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, like the whole, like, well, you saw Penny in the closet. And it's like, yeah, and Herschel kept his dead wife in a barn.
Right. The rules have changed.
The rules have changed.
Well, let's talk a little bit about kind of the reveal when we did find out that everybody was infected. I thought that changed the whole game because now there's kind of no light at the end of the tunnel.
No light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. For you guys as a cast, when you kind of read that script, how did it change your perspective on the show and what this meant for everybody?
I think we were all just really surprised that it was revealed in season 1. It was just like, I mean, isn't that season 5? It was just
exactly.
like, whoa. And then, of course, Andrea was told in like a moment of passing in episode 3. I don't even know if you caught it. The governor and Merle are like, oh, by the way, we're all infected. And it was just kind of like, huh?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like news to her.
And it was just like another thing that's just, you know, that she's just kind of trying to process as she's welcomed to Woodbury.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's really scary in the sense that, boy, do you not want to die alone?
Yeah.
You know, because if anything happens to you and there isn't somebody there to, you know, put out your brain.
Right. You know what you're going to turn into.
Yeah, and it's a form of purgatory. You turn into a monster, and who wants that?
Originally, I thought, okay, well, maybe, you know, they get to a point someday where they can actually kill off all the zombies and kind of start the human race anew, but that's clearly not in the cards at this point.
Well, you know, I mean, I know the CDC blew up.
Right.
But maybe there is a cure somewhere. I mean, I feel like, you know, the storytelling's pretty endless.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like a lot of limitless possibilities.
Well, and I do think what's interesting about the show is the writers are not afraid to kill off huge characters, you know.
Oh no, they love it.
Yeah. So do you guys kind of just live in fear a little bit?
You know, I think there was a time up until recently where I think it was like, oh well, certain people won't die because of the comic book. That's changed.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of, I don't mean to like scare anybody, but it's kind of gotten to the point where it's like, oh, this person's popular, let's do it.
Yeah.
Like we've become Survivor. It's become, there's no one safe. And I'm not doing that to like do this like plug thing. Like that's our show. We are the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true. And you know, I think that's kind of what gives it so much emotional impact too, because you do see these characters that you get so invested in over the years.
Kick the bucket.
You do.
I know.
And I'm sure we're going to see more of that in the season finale.
Oh, you have no idea.
What can you tell us about things really coming to a head in this last episode? Because, like I said, we didn't see you at all the last episode. We want to know what's going on with Andrea, what's going to go on with this big battle. What can you tease at, if anything?
I think AMC said to expect 27 deaths.
But does that include zombies?
Probably.
Because that's a pretty typical count per
Yeah,
episode, right?
I know. It's probably like zombie number 1.
Right,
Zombie to my
exactly.
left. Zombie with a pizza. But there are more originals that are going to go.
Wow.
And, you know, it's sad and depressing. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, isn't The Walking Dead sad and depressing? I mean, this is not like, you know, Silver Spoons.
Exactly.
I mean, this is like a really depressing show. I mean, people are like, having parties and barbecues and like, who's gonna die? I mean, that's like, that's the whole thing. But I do think in terms of story and in terms of things coming full circle and any questions that the audience has had this season or things they haven't understood, I think there will be closure, and I think they'll get it.
You guys also are getting a new showrunner now, so how do you think that's going to impact things? How do you feel about that change?
I think it's the best thing AMC ever did.
Yeah.
You know, I could do a commercial for Scott Gimple. He's our strongest writer. I feel like it's going to enter a renaissance. I mean, he's really kind of like a protege to Frank Darabont, who created the show. He's one of my favorite people in the world.
Now, on a fun note, I know that you guys have action figures coming out.
I know!
Which is cool.
Yeah.
So, and it sounds like they went to great lengths to make them accurate to each person.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, I just saw my little action figure, and I was like, this is like a little me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not only, it's like every vein, every muscle, every tendon, like, because they put me in a chamber or whatever that thing is, and they photographed my entire physique, my entire face, my entire, and then, you know, Andrew Lincoln and I, because we're like insane methody actors, we like needed to, like, you know, pretend we were seeing zombies and act all this stuff out while they were photographing us. So and McFarlane, that they actually talk about it, how Andy and I are like, you know, how our action figures almost seem like really real because
you
like
took it to that next
well,
level.
because the spirit of us is coming through.
Yeah,
You know, you can
exactly.
see us like really kind of in action.
Well, I want to know, just from your perspective, you know, being on this show, it's tackled so many heavy subjects over the years. Do you think The Walking Dead's kind of statement on humanity, are people good, are people bad? What do you think it says about that?
I think it opens up the debate. I think it opens up that whole question. I mean, you know, everybody's at a different place right now in The Walking Dead. I mean, you saw Michonne and Carl and Rick pass by somebody and not even slow down.
Yeah.
That's where they're at. You saw, you know, Andrea try to put peace talks together and kind of, you know, navigate around a bull because she was, you know, hoping for the best. You know, some people are too far gone. I think it opens the question. I mean, here's the deal. At the end of the day, if you don't believe in humanity, and this is my opinion, if you don't believe in humanity, what are you living for?
Yeah.
Like, aren't we here to love and be loved?
Yeah.
And it's like, if you just think it's like, you know, all for myself and survival and what can I get? I mean, my God, it's just, it's like you're an animal.
Can you tell us where things are going to pick up with you in the finale? Are we going to go back and see Andrea in that torture chamber?
I think it's fair to say that you're going to find me in that chamber.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I mean, I don't really see, you know, the governor coming in and, you know,
having a change of heart,
unleashing her and letting her take a stroll around Woodbury. You know what I mean?
Right, that seems
having a
highly
little
unlikely.
bathroom break. You know, I don't think that she's having a really good time right now.
Yeah, doubtful.
Yeah.
Well, we can't wait to see her again because, like I said, they kept us for a whole week waiting to find
I know,
out
it's
what
kind of
happened.
cruel, right?
It was a little bit mean, I
know.
thought.
I know.
But it's nice. The anticipation's good.
That's cool. I hope you enjoy the finale.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for coming by, Laurie. And be sure to tune into the season finale of The Walking Dead this Sunday on AMC.